Hi Renee, thanks for coming to review your new plan.
Yep.
Now, you sure you didn't want a mask on tonight? But
No, fine. Thanks.
okay. All right. So we've mapped out you a new 12-week plan because now that the restrictions have been lifted, you've got a potential fight coming up in April on the 18th next year. So we worked out a plan. So this plan will start, so it's a 12-week plan, which is what we call a macro cycle, and that's broken up into 4-week mesocycles, which are then 1-week microcycles. Sorry. So these cycles will start then on the 11th of January, and we'll do some testing first. I know we've done some testing already, but we want to keep making sure that we have current measures of where you're at.
Yep.
And we'll also do testing again at the end. There might be some testing during that to make sure that we're keeping on track and we know where you're at, but they'll be the two absolutely set times. So it's really important that we look at some of the factors that are going on here, because I know you have a lot of things that you do, and that this is going to be an open age fight, and that you've expressed that you might be fighting somebody a bit younger than yourself. Is that correct?
Yep.
And that your trainer has said that potentially you're at a bit of disadvantage, potentially speed-wise, he's concerned about there.
Yep.
But at the same time, because you've always fought or trained with men and sparred with men, your power is exceptional.
Yep.
So that's to your advantage. So we want to maximise that, but we also want to see how much speed we can get for you.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at in this. You've always lifted weights, so for 20 odd years, so that's why you've also got really good strength and power. So it's broken up into 4-week cycles, and in each of these cycles then it follows a weekly plan. The first one we're looking at will be mostly focused on strength. None of these exercises are particularly new to you. You've done them all at some point in time, I know, through your CrossFit or all of the different things you've done over the time. So you'll be doing 3 strength and conditioning training sessions in the first block, because you'll be doing about 3 to 4 boxing sessions, we've estimated.
Yep.
And we don't want you getting overloaded at any one point either, burnt out or overtraining. So you'll be training on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Saturday, I've estimated, unless anything changes with your boxing schedule. And that will give you, at that point, as far as I can work out, 2 days off a week.
Yep.
So on the Monday, you'll be doing exercises like your deadlift, which again are going to be working on that explosive power. Your bent over row with a barbell, again working on your back, the power, and the back of your shoulders, because we've also talked about your need to improve the stability in your shoulders, because you have had some issues with your shoulder, getting some rotator cuff issues. So we want to work on your shoulder strength and stability. Some lat pull downs, some dumbbell chest flies, split squats with rotation. So again, coming back into that split squat, because you work again in that boxing stance, in that split squat almost position. So we're going to work a lot of our exercises in that boxing stance where we can. So it's a split squat with the rotation. You'll be actually holding a medicine ball in this one, I think. And so again, because of that amount of rotation that you generate through the punch, through your core, we're trying to activate that. And the next exercise is a triceps extension, because obviously in punching there's a lot of triceps work. And then you've got got some reverse sit-ups again because of the amount of core work that you use in your boxing. So that's your first session. Your next session on the Wednesday, you've got a push press, so again that explosive power. You've got a medicine ball throw, lateral bounding. We're working on that footwork because you tend to be very grounded, and your trainers talked about getting you a little bit lighter on your feet. So we've put in something there to actually try and enhance your lightness on your feet. And then coming into your conditioning work, some rowing. So some HIIT work on a rowing machine so that it more resembles the work that you do in boxing.
Yep.
So you'll be working in 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute light round, working about 85% of your capacity on the 3-minute rounds. The idea of that is your boxing rounds will be 2 minutes.
Yep.
With 1 minute rest. Now at the moment you often have been boxing for 3 minutes, so we know you can box for 3 minutes with a 1 minute rest, and by pushing it to the 3 minutes, we know then that you have the endurance to actually manage those 2-minute rounds easily and not be fatigued. And we're also taking you to 5 minutes of them rather than just 4, so you've really got that endurance to cope with the full match that you'll be facing. So that's your conditioning. So that finishes off that day. So it's just those few exercises and then your conditioning. And then on the Saturday, we're looking at half back squats. So looking at just the top part of the squat movement, because that again has been proven to actually improve that explosive power better than doing the full squat. Your incline bench press, we've talked about before that's a really good exercise for improving your punching power. Bench dips, again coming back into your triceps strength. Seated rows for your your back work and your rotator cuffs. Your push-up claps, which you have done before, for that explosive power to get off the floor, giving you really good push. And seated rotations, which you also know as Russian twists. Again, so again, good core work, but also focusing on that twisting core work, which is just so incorporated into the boxing. So that's basically the pattern that will run for that first 4 weeks. So that will just keep running, those 3 sessions through the first 4 weeks. So you're working at 50 to 60% of your 1 RM max through those 4 weeks. The sets will be 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. So once that block is finished, we'll move in to the next block, which is also a strength block, but we're also starting to get a little bit more specific and look at a little bit more speed as well. So this is block 2, and we cut it down to 2 sessions a week because your boxing sessions will be increasing and we don't want you overtraining. It's also important that you also look at some of your extracurricular activities. You have a lot of extracurricular activities, I know. You paddle and outrigger. I know at the moment you're swimming laps, a kilometre or more at least 3 times a week. You walk a few kilometres a week. So it's important that you don't overtrain and do too many things. So you might need to look, particularly during training camp, just how much you do. This has got to be very focused time. So did you have any questions about that first section or any of the exercises?
No.